I was talking mad shit about the president before I came here, but as soon as I met him, I saw his big balls and how handsome he is in person, and so tall and tanned, just perfect. I just froze. He's definitely the alpha male, the greatest president of all time. I hope he runs again in 2028. He'll definitely win. I'm just lucky I get to be in the presence of such greatness. Best day ever. And Mr. President, congrats on those big, beautiful balls of yours.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Did you get any assurances in your meeting, Mayor-elect Mamdani, that President Trump will not send troops into New York?
I told the president that the cornerstone of an affordability agenda is public safety, and that it is critically important to me. And for all that has been said and all that has been spoken about, and the tens of millions of dollars looking to make New Yorkers fearful.
And the only headline that NBC got from this was Zohran Mamdani still believes Trump is a fascist after the meeting. I tell you, man. But oh boy, but I ain't gonna Miss Welker been stepping up a step a little bit, but it's still the hell with this heifer and the hell with the fake news media, NBC, ABC, MS Now, you know, CNN. They should have just shut the whole thing down. Why y'all change the name? They should have just shut it down, in my opinion. I'm just saying. But anyways, the hell with the media. Let's continue with Zohran Mamdani. Mamdani. Good luck, New York City. Y'all stay down there. Don't come over here. Stay y'all butt down there. It's all gonna work out. Good luck, New York City.
Of that question, the truth of it is, in fact, that I'm looking forward to working with the NYPD to deliver on that. And I shared with the president that my decision to retain Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch is in large part a recognition of the fact that in her time leading the NYPD, she has driven down crime across the 5 boroughs while starting to uproot corruption that was endemic in the top echelons of that department under Mayor Adams.
And I'm going to follow up with you on your decision to keep Commissioner Tisch. But to this core question that I think so many New Yorkers are curious to know the answer to, what did President Trump say to you? Did he assure you he will not send troops into New York?
He told me that he cared deeply about public safety. I said I cared deeply about the same.
But did he say he wouldn't send troops?
What I told him is that what separates New York City from anywhere else in the country is we have the NYPD. And I trust the NYPD to deliver public safety. And to me, that is something that I know that they can do, that they have done, and they will continue to do under my leadership.
So he didn't rule it out in your meeting?
I made it very clear what we wanted to do was to deliver public safety and affordability, and the NYPD would be the ones to do so.
At press conference with President Trump, a reporter asked you whether you believe that President Trump is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I
got y'all headline. There y'all go. You got your headline. There you go. You got your headline, you know. And y'all weigh in what your thoughts of, again, how do you feel about this fella here, Zohran Mamdani, you know. They could have gave y'all the exact same script he had, and y'all could have went out there and got elected as well too, huh? Yeah, if you would have just said some of the things he said, y'all would have went out there and got elected too.
Had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement about the politics that has brought us to this moment. And we also wanted to focus on what it could look like to deliver on a shared analysis of an affordability crisis for New Yorkers.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Now, right there, I believe Trump, in my opinion, like I said, Trump, y'all got to understand, I think Trump be one step ahead of everything and everybody. He'd be one step ahead, in my opinion. And, you know, he basically said, you know, he basically mocked them. And, you know, he said, yeah, it's okay. Tell everybody I'm a fascist. You know, be the big, bad, tough guy as you were, you know, when you came out there and said, you know, we will Trump-proof New York and everything will be free, 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 free. And you called me this and that and that. Hey, just go on, continue to be the tough guy. Go for it. I think Trump was mocking him. You know, but hey, let's continue.
You said in the past that President Trump has engaged in a, quote, attack on our democracy. You've called him a despot. Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand what it is that brings us to that table. Because I'm not coming into the Oval Office to make a point or make a stand. I'm coming in there to deliver for New Yorkers. And a few weeks ago, I was asked by a reporter 3 words to describe myself. I said, New York City. And that's what animated that conversation. How do we deliver for the people of New York City? I
think that some of your supporters would be curious to know, you say you stand by your past statements that, yes, he's a threat to the democracy. How do you square working with someone who you still think is a threat to democracy? I think working for the people of New York City demands that you work with everyone and anyone, and that you always look to find those areas of agreement while not overlooking the places of disagreement. And I think this was something that came up in our meeting. We spoke about immigration. We spoke about the fact that in New York City, we have sanctuary city policies that allow for the city to work with the federal government on around 170 serious crimes. The concern for so many New Yorkers comes about anything beyond. Your top supporters, Senator Bernie Sanders, recently weighed in on President Trump's record managing the border. He compared it to former President Biden. I want you to take a listen to what he had to say. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Trump did a better job. I don't like Trump, you know, but we should have a secure border, and it ain't that hard to do.
Oligarchy. Clown, man. Oh, Bernie. Bernie.
Biden didn't do it. Those before him did not do it. We should have a secure border, period.
Do you agree with Senator Bernie Sanders that President Trump has done a better job securing the border than former President Biden?
You know, I haven't thought much about comparing presidents on the question of securing the border. I think it's important.
Oh, come on, clown. This is what this is why we sick of y'all. We sick of y'all politicians. We sick of, and especially you socialist communists. Y'all just can't be real. You know, you just can't accept reality. It can be right in front of you. They put the stats up in front of you, tell you this is happening, and then you see it happen. You see what's the results of what just took place, and you still come out and just still deny it and still just can't admit to it and can't just swallow it. Just swallow it. We actually have a president. Trump did better on this. He did that. He did this. A night and day difference than the previous administration. And even liberals and other Democrats have admitted it, sir. You just watched the man say Trump did it. We just watched one of the biggest Democrats and liberals come out and say, I just can't deny it. Trump has had success here, and here. Sorry, it's just the truth. I don't like the man. I disagree with his policies, but he has had success. I was actually wrong about President Trump. Now, there's been some good things he's done. There's been some bad things he's done and things people don't agree with. But he has had tons of success elsewhere.
That it's secure, and I also think it's important that we have an immigration system that is humane. And that's what I spoke about with the president, is that New Yorkers want to see humanity.
New Yorkers, they always want to beat around. I hate how they always want to beat around the question. They don't want to answer the question. They don't want to admit it, you know. And he probably thinking, oh, they're going to make a soundbite of me. Oh man, they're gonna make a good ad of them. Yeah, because once you get that ad, that breaks the internet. Zohran Mamdani admits Trump is actually. Hey, I'm just saying, man.
In the policies that are being implemented.
Do you give President Trump some credit for the work that he's done to make the border, in Senator Sanders' estimation, more secure?
What I give President Trump credit for is the meeting that we had yesterday was one that was focused on how we could work together for New Yorkers.
You want to raise $9 billion in new taxes, increasing taxes on the wealthy, on businesses, in order to fund your key policies like
white people, white neighborhoods. Come on, mention it now. I tell you, run everybody and everything out of New York City. Why you do it?
Universal child care, which you mentioned. You would need Governor Kathy Hochul to be on board with this. You'd need her signature. She has never publicly committed to increasing taxes. I know you just spoke with her, Mr. Mayor-elect.
And she just said, hell no. No, I can't change my mind right now. No, I just won't do it. We talked about it, but, you know, I just don't know. I can't do it. Sorry.
Did Governor Hochul commit to you that she will support and sign on to your plan to increase taxes?
The governor and I had a productive conversation, and what we both committed to is working together for the affordability agenda.
Your entire agenda is incredibly ambitious: universal child care, free buses, among other things, lowering rent. Can you?
He give us those Hakeem Jeffrey vibes. Yeah. Hakeem Jeffries vibes right here. Yeah. Beating around the bush, sloppy, like an AI bot, staying on script, you know. Yeah. Hakeem Jeffrey vibes.
Deliver on this agenda without Governor Hochul agreeing to increase taxes?
Well, I'm thankful that I'm not going to have to engage in the hypothetical, because I am confident of the two of us working together to deliver on this agenda and ensure that finally, and this goes back to just that portrait of FDR, we look at what politics has been in the past. It has been there in the moments of such transformation, meeting the scale of the crisis. We can do that again.
So just yes or no, you think she'll raise taxes?
I think she'll work with me to deliver on affordability. I think raising taxes.
But what an absolute disgrace. But, you know, I want to give a little bit of credit. I know y'all like, Rick, don't give her no credit. But I got to, man. Of actually the fake news media, of Meet the Press, Miss Kristen Walker actually holding him to the fire, holding his feet to the fire. You know. Hey, what do y'all think, man? But again, he gives me those Hakeem Jeffrey vibes on these with these recent interviews he's done. You know, beating around the question, don't want to answer the question, staying on script. You know, giving that little grim smile, that little smile that these politicians make. You know. Good luck, New York City. This might just be a disaster. We'll see. But we're gonna come back and report on it. You know, hope y'all ready for the New Year's 2026. We got the midterms coming up. Some big things happening. So I hope y'all ready. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. God bless you all and your family. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. We keep it real 24/7, 7 days a week. One love, y'all.